Bocchi's life journey is relatable because the setting of Bocchi the Rock is similar to real-life situations, especially for those of us who share Bocchi's personality and fears. We might have some resemblance with her, such as being introverted, overthinking, and having difficulty saying no due to various reasons. As we see Bocchi's childhood, we can see how she worried about starting a conversation, afraid of making others upset with her words, and thought about whether it was okay to act in a certain way. These fears ultimately made her avoid interacting with others, not because she didn't want to, but because she was afraid of rejection or hurting other people. Many of us can relate to this and may have missed out on fully enjoying our school memories due to similar fears. There was also a moment when Bocchi was overthinking. For instance, when she tried to talk to her friends but failed, she thought that they would discuss how creepy she was behind her back. Overthinking is just a painful reminder that we care too much, even when we shouldn't. After watching a band perform on TV, Bocchi was inspired by one of its members who shared a similar background with her as a gloomy kid in the class. This motivated her to learn how to play the guitar and change her life. Bocchi's dedication to the guitar reminded us on how we find motivation to start something not for ourselves, but solely to impress others. But things might not work out the way we dream them to be. Bocchi's hard work in learning the guitar might have led to success on YouTube, but her real goal was not aligned with it. What other people see as success might not be what the person in question feels. Like any of us, Bocchi can feel lonely at times. She tried to get others to talk to her by wearing band accessories and bringing her guitar to school, hoping someone would start a conversation with her. After no one talked to her, Bocchi herself realized that it's not wise to rely solely on others and hope for the best results. However, not everyone has the confidence to speak up. We all try our best in the way we think will work, but sometimes it just doesn't. Despite this, I still believe that taking action is better than doing nothing at all, and that we can learn from Bocchi's experience and find ways to connect with others in our own lives. Bocchi later escaped to her phone and found salvation after realizing that she had reached 30,000 subscribers. She considered quitting school because she felt that staying in the online world would be best for her. Many of us can relate to this because sometimes we feel that real life is challenging, and the online platform is a perfect escape. Najika later broke the silence as she met Bocchi in the park and recruited her to join her band. However, Bocchi was not given enough time to think about it. Similar situations may have occurred in our lives where our friends force us to make hasty decisions or make decisions without asking for our opinion. And soon after, when things don't work out, others might blame us, as it turned out that Bocchi was not very good in a band. It's important to remember that we should always be allowed to make our own choices, and not be forced into decisions that we're not comfortable with. Another similar situation happened to Bocchi when the Kesaku band asked her to work with them at Starry. Bocchi was forced to do a job she didn't enjoy, much like some of us who have been coerced into doing things we don't like, for the sake of something we don't care about. People often impose their opinions on us, thinking that it's the right thing to do, and we should participate in it. We also tend to compare ourselves with other people, just like how Bocchi compared herself with Kita and felt that everyone appreciated her more than herself. This kind of comparison can lead to low self-esteem and negative self-perception. While nobody is perfect, we should focus on what we can do. Sometimes we may be taken advantage of simply because we are unable to say no, as shown in scenes with Kikuri, where Bocchi's kindness backfired on her. Seeing Kikuri in a miserable state, Bocchi lent her hand to help, but Kikuri used this chance to demand many things from Bocchi. A similar situation occurred with Rio when Bocchi asked for her help. While she did get good feedback, she was also asked to pay for Rio's food. Another truth about life that was shown in Bocchi the Rock is that having time for others does not necessarily mean they have time for us. Bocchi allocated some of her time in the hope that others would hang out with her, but the other Kesaku band members did not have the same thought. They all had their own plans, and Bocchi was not included in it. While they might not have had any bad intentions and just purely forgot about it, it still hurts. As if things couldn't get any worse, nature sometimes likes to play with us, such as the sudden storm that occurred on the day of Kesaku band's performance. Lady Luck doesn't always smile upon us, and with unknown forces at play, unlucky things might befall us, like how Bocchi's guitar string broke in the middle of her big performance. Although Bocchi has gone through some miserable experiences, there are still valuable lessons we can learn from her journey in Bocchi the Rock, which will be covered in the next episode.